Welcome back to the Worldbuilding Shrimp. Let's make some mushroom deer. So, the mush deer, the deer room, the funga deer, the mushlate, ungaroom. Ungaroom, there we go. The ungaroom is a family of deer that has a symbiotic relationship with a mushroom. Each species of ungaroom has a relationship with a different kind of mushroom. The ungaroom are born without their mushroom, a lone little deer. Usually, when they mature enough, they will eat the mushroom off the back of another deer. But they can also be found and scavenged. Each ungaroom is specialized in sniffing out their own symbiotic mushroom. Once eaten, the spores take hold. As the mycelium grows, it sets up its main network in the deer's digestive system. The deer eats plant matter and other mushrooms, and after extracting all the nutrients from it, the mycelium will break down the waste even further. This allows the deer more energy to grow larger, and the fungi and symbiosis will grow along with it. Every once in a while, the mushrooms will fruit, breaking through the deer's skin. But this has an anesthetic property as to not cause the deer any pain. It has this property in its entire life cycle, so that when the spores and mycelium take hold, this also does not cause any pain. These mushrooms are specialized for the ungaroom, and so can be harvested and used by people as a source of anesthetic. Differing ungaroom species produce different strengths of anesthetic fruits. These mushrooms can also be found and harvested out in the wild, but it's far more advantageous and efficient to simply keep the deer themselves, either free roaming or penned. Usually it is effective enough just to offer food to herds of ungaroom and have them return on their own. They consume more food when fruiting, so they often return during times when they could be harvested. The deer can be skittish about harvests, but those with mind pneumonia can usually calm them enough to allow handling long enough to collect some. There are some species of ungaroom where the mushrooms are not cohabitation partners, but take over the deer completely. This fungi produces strong psychedelics that are used to keep the deer pacified inside their own heads while the mycelium takes over their life entirely. These deer, while conscious, do not experience the real world. I hope they have pleasant trips. Another kind of dangerous mushroom is the toxic mushroom. And yes, they don't have a name yet because my brain doesn't want to brain right now. Will they get one eventually? Probably. But if I tried to come up with one now, I might dislike it right after the video is published. So their name is just their category for now. Anyways, the toxic ungarooms have a relationship with a mushroom that is poisonous. They are immune to the effect of their own mushroom. This mushroom provides them energy in the same process, but also provides them a defense of being toxic, which protects them from predators that would happily eat any other ungaroom. Even while not visibly fruiting, this ungaroom has vibrantly colored stripes on its body that signals that they are not safe to eat or mess with. This is known as aposematic coloring, and it is shown in animals like poison dart frogs and butterflies. The word aposematic comes from the Greek words apo, which means away, and sema, which means sign. So aposematic means away sign, which I think is pretty cool. Similar to the toxic mushroom, we have the venom mushroom. This mushroom, with its symbiotic relation to the deer, wants meat. Have you ever seen a musk deer before? They have fangs, like huge fangs. They don't use them like fangs though, they're just for display. In order to use the fangs, these ungaroom also have predator jaws that open wide. Still, they only go for prey that they can eat whole. The deer still mostly wants plants. The meat is for the mushroom. Their fangs are laced with venom supplied by the mycelium, not to take down prey, but to kill their own predators. While some consider this last deer to not be a true ungaroom, it still has a symbiotic relationship with a fungi. What's interesting about this ungaroom is it doesn't grow mycelium inside its body. Instead, it just aids in the dispersal of spores. There's a kind of mushroom on Earth called the truffle. Due to a certain game, Breath of the Wild, I was under the assumption that, while rare, these mushrooms grew above the ground, around things like tree roots. No, they don't. They grow underground. Absolutely hidden. This is why the use of truffle pigs is mainstream. As I researched, I found out that people have been switching to training dogs to hunt truffles, and the reason is kind of funny. The pigs have too strong a tendency to just eat the truffle as soon as they find it. But do you know why pigs are so good at finding truffles? Well, first, pigs just have a really good sense of smell, and they're used to rooting around to get their food. And second, the truffles give off a scent compound that is similar to a male pig's, pheromones. So the female pigs go hog wild and locate the truffles. It's not a man, but hey, at least it's still a snack. But why do the truffles smell like attractive male pigs? It's on purpose. They want a pig to come and dig them up and eat them. Because they're underground, they can't spread their spores through the air, so they need some help. The pig digs up, eats, and deposits the spores elsewhere. That is so cool. That is so cool. God is the original creative, and it is so fun to write fanfiction on nature. So, the purpose of this Unga room is that they are the equivalent to the pig and a truffle. Whether it's a truffle they're digging up or just some kind of mushroom that grows underground, I don't know. But I do know that this kind of deer follows their own acute sense of smell to dig up and chow down on some delicious underground mushrooms. There are some people who partially domesticate these Ungarum and use them in the same way a truffle hunter would. My Numeria sure does speed up the domestication process. That's all I have for the Ungarum for now. What other kind of mushroom deer do you think would be cool? Remember that nice humans are nice, and they don't require placating. Mean humans aren't worth going out of your way to please. They won't be happy no matter what you do.